NCRP Productions presents Unhallowed Metropolis, Secrets in the Sands, Episode 31. Welcome to Unhallowed Metropolis, Secrets in the Sands. I'm Barry, your Game Master, and before we get into it, let me have everyone introduce themselves. Jill, would you like to start us?
Hi, I'm Jill, and I'm playing Raya the Mourner.
I'm Ayden.
You're playing Matt.
I'm Matt. I'm playing Ayden. I'm getting too old for this shit. There you go.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm playing Dr. Everett Wolfe, and I have a little bit of indigestion.
Hello everyone, I'm Ty and I'm running Ray Callahan, our Pugilist.
Hi, it's Sequoia and I'm running Frankie the Undertaker.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro and I'm running Dr. Desmond Wright.
So last session, we had the end of the battle, or the outcome of the battle, get dealt with. We brought everyone into the cave finally. A small disagreement happened between Dr. Wright and a number of other players in the group. Dr. Wright has shown that he has some kind of code or power word that gives him control of Frankie and utilize Frankie as the ability to keep everyone else away from him. However, he did step back and is now currently working on the injured Dr. Wolfe, the extremely injured Dr. Wolfe, who does not appear to have dropped out of his throat stasis, which you would have expected would have happened by now. Around the cistern, we have almost everybody else in the group, with the exception of Ray and Ayden, right? Are both out front, or is it just Ray? I thought it was both of you. We're out at the front of the cave. So, moving forward, we had Dr. Wright working on Dr. Wolfe, and Dr. Wolfe has just expelled something from his mouth onto you.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm going to have you I'm going to just have you start right in with it. Give me a vitality roll.
Hope you enjoy your tsetse fly.
No, that's corrosive.
Well, I will be re-rolling that.
Now, is this full on, like, exorcist projectile vomiting?
Sort of. He did not spin his head, and it was a lot blacker.
15.
So with a 15, you are able to contain yourself. What comes out by smell is not bile. It's blood.
Mm-hmm.
But what is expelled onto you is black. In the light. Not just dark because it's dark on your side. You have the one lamp that is showing you. As soon as he does that vomit, if you let him down or drop him because you're disgusted, his head immediately goes right to the ground. However, now you have the concern that his airways may get clogged. So, are you doing something about that? Covered in this
Yeah,
vomit?
I sigh. It's not the first time I've been covered in blood.
Nope.
And so, effectively, the first thing I'll do is I'll use whatever kind of sanitary, like alcohol or something, to rub my face, get my face clean.
Well, he didn't vomit on your face.
Oh, then yeah, I'm fine.
All right.
I'm so hoping, though.
Yeah. So then I want him alive, so I'm going to do every doctory
So
thing.
give me another medicine roll.
That's right, I want you alive, so I can kill you.
Exactly. You want me to remember this moment.
With my medicining, that's an 18.
So with an 18, you're able to basically turn him, clear out his mouth. You wait. You actually start trying to manipulate his stomach to see if you can get him to vomit again, even to the point where you're going to... Full fist.
Yeah, full fist punch.
I mean, it'll work.
It's more cathartic than anything.
You'll even go to the point where trying to get the involuntary response with your finger. The next time that he vomits up, it's closer to just bile. It still has that discoloration of black from the blood, but it is nowhere near the font of it which came out.
Am I thinking that was the internal bleeding that I was seeing?
Yeah. In fact, as you get him cleared and somewhat cleaned and set back down, as you look at his stomach is before your eyes. The mottled black look is starting to dissipate.
Well, that takes care of one problem, I suppose.
And now as you look larger at his whole body and not just the single areas, you notice that the throat situation, his position in throat form, is now changing back.
Okay.
Okay, again, remember that Dr. Wolfe is not much smaller than his throat.
Oh, no, I know. He's beefy. At least now he is.
Yeah,
now he is, right.
Now he's beefy.
Okay, yeah. So then the next couple things that I'm going to be doing, because I'm going to make the assumption that whatever that combination was must have gotten trapped in his guts and now has been expelled. A couple things I'm going to do. One, I'm going to take a vial of his blood. And then two...
When you say his blood, the vomit sitting on you, or you're going to draw?
I'm going to draw some blood.
Very good. Go ahead and make sure you mark that down.
Yeah, and then I am also going to just... if you want to go through everything, I can, but really I'm just going to doctor him up until I think he's bandaged.
My concern is write down the vial of blood.
Yeah, so that's... And then the next bit is doing that.
As you work on him, the one thing that is not happening still is none of the wounds are closing over. Aside from that, he looks better. The discoloration to his body has changed. His breathing is normal, but no wounds are closing over. Aside from that, for the rest of you, if there's not something specific that you're doing, I'm going to run forward to the point where Wright is. Yes, Wright.
I do have something specific. My weapons are still outside.
No, your weapons are on the ground sitting next to Dr. Wright.
I'm going to ask Marood if he would go out and retrieve them for me, because if somebody turns here in the cave, I'm essentially defenseless.
And through your time there, Marood will come close enough to be able to speak with you. Doctor, may I retrieve Raya's weapons? The concern of something turning around the cistern is high.
Not at the moment. I believe we need to have her cool down for a little bit longer.
I believe she's there. She was able to articulate the concern for the people around the cistern. And you still seem to have Frankie in the form that you have him in presently. I believe you're safe.
I believe that assumption of yours will be taken under consideration, Marood, but for my safety, I will say they need to remain here for now. If you have a blade or wish to give Raya your machete or whatever you would like, you may for now, but I will say that when she gets these back. I believe, and I'll hold up my hand, and it's my right.
So he glares at you, but walks away.
Oh, a glare?
Uh-huh. He glares at you, but walks away.
And
he will hand to you a pair of daggers that you've seen on him but have never seen drawn. He tells you the situation. Now, as you come to that, this is an interesting situation. You have an incapacitated hand. Mm-hmm. You've been working one-handed. Are you going to take some time to work on your own hand yet?
Oh, I guess I forgot to do that. Oh, yes. Now that I think he's where he's at, then yeah, I'll start working on my hand.
Okay. So go ahead and give me a medicine roll.
I'm going to use a reroll. I want that back. That is an 18.
So with an 18, you are still able to not control Frankie, but have Frankie follow commands. Mm-hmm. So you can have Frankie help you as you start to fix and bind that wound.
Oh, I taught tranced Frankie a few things, medical-wise. Frankie's got a full medical degree while under there.
So you believe that at this point the wound is extreme. It does not look like it's going to have long-lasting effects, but it is not going to heal quickly.
And I should still have Stitch.
I was going to ask, did you use a vial of Stitch?
I had previously used it for my leg, yes.
Okay, so you wouldn't. A second dose is not going to matter now.
It's going to still be in the system,
right?
Yeah.
But tomorrow you might use it again for the speed and healing.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you need to use multiple doses each day?
Each day, a single one, it adds to the. It reduces. You need to do it daily to gain that golden hour perpetually.
Oh. Okay.
Essentially.
So again, yeah, you may be utilizing it for a bit.
Oh yeah, I do some more.
So the hand wound for you is going to be 4 weeks. No, you're 6 weeks. I'm sorry. Frankie's 4 weeks. Yeah. It's going to be 6 weeks.
It's not going to be 4 weeks for Frankie.
No, but initially it was 4 weeks when I was doing the check. All right, so you've been given the blades. We'll move forward again with you two. Was there something you guys want to do? I apologize.
I was going to ask you, I heard a gunshot. What's going on?
You know, we've taken a couple people into the desert now. Adventurers, treasure hunters, occasional friends. I gotta be honest, a group of psychopaths is a first. That gunshot that you heard was Dr. Wright taking a pot shot at Raya, who was also charging Dr. Wright. Both of them not exactly looking like they had friendly intentions. And on top of that, what the hell is up with Dr. Wolfe?
Did not know that either, so...
I mean, I know you paid up front and all, but this is ridiculous.
He's right and he should say it.
Yes, you're 100% within your right.
You want to get out of here? I'm not keen on staying around if they're shooting among themselves.
I can't, Ayden. And there's no contract nonsense this time. When they're finished here, they're going back to London. I need to get there. There's something I need to take care of.
All right, I'll watch your back and you watch mine. Hopefully we can get out of this. Dark juice.
Business as always then, old friend.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll move back in. When you are done with yourself, done with Wolfe, is there anything else that you will do here? Because they're watching you. And as soon as you look like you're not doing anything, Cal will come over if you haven't already gotten up and started walking.
So once I'm done with Wolfe, I have been explicitly told beforehand that they do not want me treating other people. Cal and Marud have said to treat other people.
Yep.
But I'm waiting to be told what they want me to do because they have made some choices.
Very good. So Cal will walk over as you appear to be not doing anything.
Ah, Cal, that rock right there is the 10-foot mark.
Oh yeah, and Frankie's like a blood sniffing.
Right,
shark.
let's
He's
just
watching
turn right
them.
to it.
Yeah.
Really, Doctor, with me? Again. Think about it. My question is this. When are you coming over to help the people here? Akbar, the starting point. He looks to be in very bad shape.
Yes, well, the problem is, Cal, that I don't trust her.
I can have her move. I can have her go to another side. I believe she has been stopped. I also believe that she's under control now. I can't be certain. I haven't traveled with her other than just our time here.
I've traveled with Raya for quite some time now.
Have you seen her to be off base?
Off base, no.
Insane?
Raya, the thing that I always admired about Raya is that whatever she says, she will do. For the most part, that's what it's been in my times with her.
Has been for me as well.
This was odd. I don't know. I felt it was a little too direct.
I believe the word out of character.
Yes, it's strange. When you have somebody who's always one way and it changes, well, it's a little shocking, is it not, Cal?
It was to all of us.
Yes. And, well, I'll always have the memory of it.
Yes?
Now, let's assume that Raya has been taken care of.
Yes.
That goes back to the second part of this, where I have been told that I shouldn't touch any of those patients. Now, there's new ones, yes, but everyone seemed very clear that they didn't want my help.
Well, I am giving you right to do all that you need to help the people that are injured first. Then we'll talk about moving to the ones you're not supposed to touch.
Wonderful. So then here's what we can do. Go ahead and... Are they all right there, the ones that need to be helped clustered?
Everyone is over by the cistern, as you can well see. Don't be obtuse.
Okay, then perfect. Go ahead and have Raya and everybody else move away. The 10-foot radius will remain in effect until I say otherwise. And, well, I'll go from them and help.
Very good.
I am a doctor, after all, am I not? And
you are that.
There's one other thing that I'm going to require.
So, as Cal was walking away, Cal stops and turns.
Actually, this is something... I forget, did you ask me to help people?
Yeah, I've asked
Right.
you to help people multiple times.
Right.
But since our little kerfuffle, I forget.
I don't think so.
No.
Did you ask when you came in? You didn't. You just charged me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So, I'm going to need Raya to ask me to help these people.
I believe I can get that done from 10 feet.
Yes, of course, from 10 feet.
Very good.
It's a new 10-foot rule for right now.
A brand new 10-foot world.
Very good. And she walks away. Cal comes over to you and says, he's being foolish again, but I think the only way that we can get his services is to play the game. Would you please ask him across the room there if he would come help these people? And then will you walk with Marud and I away?
I'll go over and ask him.
You needn't go over, just holler it.
And if you look over, you see me put my hand up to my ear.
Oh my god.
Dr. Wright, will you please honor your oath as physician and help these dying people?
I think that's wonderful. Let's go.
And you'll just see me. I'll raise my hand and ask for more.
Oh my god.
And so Cal's going to holler across the face, are you bleeding kidding me? No. She's asked. She's done what you asked. Get off your duff and come over. These people are not well. Playing games is causing more harm than good. She's asked.
More harm than good was caused the moment they had us come into the desert, Cal. I believe a few more seconds to wait for the magic word is sufficient enough.
Would you please holler, please?
Will you please help these dying people?
Good enough?
Thank you, yes.
All right.
And now you can have time, and I'll stand up, and I'll help Frankie up because he's got to move.
Yeah, you're going to have to help Frankie over there.
And now you all can think about the best way to apologize for getting us into this situation as I help these people. We have all been injured.
By the way, you two at the front are hearing this.
Do we hear this?
Yes, oh yes.
And it is all your fault. The pride of you wanting to help people who could not be helped has caused the death of more people here than I have killed. So think about that as I continue to save the ones you put into this place.
Ayden, when we get back on the Zeppelin, I'm pushing him off.
So the group, which will be Billings, Mei Ling, Cal, Marud, and Raya, will all move away from the cistern, and as you come in, they will move out. They will not move out of the light, so you're going to be able to see them, but they're
fine.
well beyond 10 feet. The cistern itself is over 20 feet across. Again, the people are wrapped around it, but even at the closest ones to them, you've got an easy 10 feet. So you're going to go over it. Now, Nod did not leave. Only the party members left. Nod is there with his father. Akbar does not look good at all.
I'll go to Akbar first, and then I'll help Frankie over there, put Frankie on a rock.
Aim, Frankie.
Yeah. I'll say, Frankie, you continue making sure that we will be safe.
Gotta check his
I
fire.
assume you've given my weapons to Frankie.
Oh, thank you, yes. I'll give them to Frankie.
All right. So we don't need to actually role play the dice rolls portion of this. Is anyone going to step sideways on this deal, or are we going to wait and let him do his things?
He's the only
was just-
doctor here right now.
I understand. That's why I'm asking.
I was just laughing because I was going to walk over there
pick up the Esculpus.
and grab the swords, but since
She mentioned something?
Yeah.
Very good. So again,
I'm just going over there to get clean water, and I'm grabbing a
Yep.
whole bunch of sticks and stuff.
okay.
Wolf just lies there like a slug. It's
Yes,
his only defense.
Wolf lies as if he was unconscious or possibly in a coma. So,
It's really important. The stitching I did on him is very clearly the right stitch, and I've made marks that I know your mind will know that I put you together.
so you stitched closed the wounds.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I made sure he was stable and that he wouldn't. Yes, I
Very
would've-
good.
yeah.
Did it
Okay, now that's going to be
one-handed.
interesting.
Yes.
It's going to be very interesting. All right, so we are going to pass time. You're going to finish with taking care of them. You are able to stabilize Akbar.
And if it's not, say that I do take all the time needed to make sure these people are healed. The ones that were injured because of this gunfight.
Yep, I got it. Now, yes.
How much time passes?
Well, that's what I was trying to find out is where he's at. So at the point when you are done with I'm going to use them fully living people. Now everyone still seems to be waiting, and Nod will point to you to what looks to be a female in front of him, and will point and will say something that you have no idea what he's saying. But you're pretty sure he's saying, now can you work on this one?
It's one of them.
And it's an older female. Yes.
I'll say, who's are any of these guys around?
Those two you don't even see.
Oh yeah.
However,
Cal. I'll say
that speak Egyptian.
Yeah.
Cal is on the far side of the cistern, sitting with the rest of the group.
Cal, would you come over here to the line? I need you to translate, please.
So Cal gets up and walks over.
Say, could you please find out? I believe he's asking me to help this woman.
So Cal will converse for a moment and says, yes, he's asking you if you can look in on his mother and then the rest of them.
Can you please tell him that I have been strictly forbade from aiding these ones?
Doctor, I'm giving you the ability to aid them. Help them stabilize. Help them stay alive as long as they can.
You really want to keep this folly up?
Does it hurt at all? Let me ask you a different question. You were tasked to come here for a reason. I've heard it. I've heard you talking about it. You were tasked to come here to find a cure. Yes, I listened. If this works, is this not a cure?
I'll think about it a moment.
And Cal's going to walk away. Away from the line and back to the group.
Fine. He has a point, I suppose, but I really don't know how we're going to get a cave to everybody else in the world. So then I'll go over to her, and I'll just look, like, I'm not examining, I'm just looking.
So as you're making the way, I'm assuming you're going to make a show of it. You're going to look at each of them. What you're noticing is literally no change. Other than they seem to all be breathing slightly less ragged than they were.
I'll say, Cal...
If you're not going to touch or do anything with them. Okay.
So I'm going to examine, and you know what? For the show of it, I'll go down to some of them and kind of like wave my hand over them. Like if wherever Nod's looking, it'll look like I'm doing something.
Okay.
But really, it's just for show to see, oh, they're not changed. And I'll say, Cal, could you ask Nod, is this is the cave here that they were put in? I thought we had to seal them in a cave, and I don't see us sealing that. I want to make sure this is the cave they want us to be in.
And Cal kind of looks perplexed. He says, no, this is the cave. I don't remember a seal.
Well, then maybe I wasn't listening close enough.
Yes, I believe. That's a Lazarus story in a rock. It involves a rock.
That's why I remember hearing it, yes. Well, anyway, go ahead and you can tell Nod that nothing has changed as of yet, but we will keep an eye on them.
Okay, so we're going to jump forward, but I'm going to ask you, at this point, the group traveled at night. There was strain bringing people across. It was cold. Most of you should be tired even without the battle that happened. So I'm going to start with you two. What do you do with you and Frankie? You've done working on the people, as you're going to work. You've done working on everybody that you've talked to about helping that was injured. What are you doing to lay down? Because even with your fortitude, you're going to feel the desire.
Oh, no. So here's what'll happen. I will command Frankie to... basically, we're going to take watch. I'm keeping Frankie on watch for a little bit. So I'm going to take 4 hours of sleep, and then I'll tell Frankie, as I've done before, Frankie, count to 4 hours, wake me up, make sure nobody comes within the 10-foot line, and then we'll let you rest, my boy. And I'll pat him on the shoulder.
Okay, so for the rest of you...
Frankie, in your head, as I showed you before.
What's after 6?
It's 7, Frankie. Frankie, just 4 hours. I know you know how to tell time. Thank you.
So for the rest of you, you will see Dr. Wright bed down. You'll see Frankie remains on watch, as he called it. For the rest of you, are you laying down? There are flat surfaces around the cistern, which is on the other side of the rocks. Dr. Wolfe is still out well beyond the cistern area and the slight warmth that comes from the lamps.
I'll make one announcement as I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone do remember the only conscious doctor is here, if you have any ideas. I don't want any more fighting, if we can help it.
Cal will speak to you and say, I wouldn't respond. Just assume that he's crazy.
We should all take a watch, just in case another hostile party comes
that's
to
good. That's good thinking.
contest this cistern.
That's good thinking. So you guys set up a watch of how many people each at the front?
Why don't we do 2 at a time?
Okay. And are the other people laying down?
So I was going to go out the entrance and find like a cleft or just like blocks the wind I can kind of hide in case somebody comes up.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a fire and I'm going to pull out my field cooking kit.
Okay.
And I was going to get a bucket of water.
Okay.
And I'm bringing it out there and I'm cutting off part of my soap. And I'm basically stripping down right next to the fire. And I'm just basically scrubbing all my clothes as best I can, get them clean.
Okay.
Since I'm kind of naked, I'm going to take like a towel and sort of wrap it around me.
You have a towel?
I have a towel.
Okay.
Always
Always.
go with the towel.
Always.
All
Right.
right.
Yeah,
Yep,
bring a towel.
it's confirmed. Everyone's nerds here.
Yeah.
Except for Ty.
Go get another one, make sure they're all clean, and then I'm going to put them over...
It's a Hitchhiker's Guide, right?
Ah, nerd!
I'm going to throw them
Got
over
him.
the field cooking set, because I figured that's got like arms and stuff.
Okay.
And just have them hang over the fire to dry.
Okay.
And I'm going to fall asleep out there.
By the fire.
Yes.
Okay. Covered with the towel? Is that what I understood?
No, I'm probably going to like put my back up against the rock.
Okay.
And pull my knees up to my chest and put my fold my arms over them and then just kind of sleep like that.
Okay.
So keep me kind of warm, have the everything together type of thing.
Beyond Ayden then, Ray, Ayden will leave the front of the cave. What are you doing?
I still have pretty much the same plan. I'm just gonna at the mouth of the cave, back against the wall, and I'm falling asleep.
But no fire near you. So, Raya, for your group, what are you suggesting?
Yeah, we will just keep watch for our time that we're slotted for. I'm going to be watching to make sure that nobody turns.
So you're not going to be on the front watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we also need some people watching to make sure no other groups come around that might want to contest this cistern.
So, Ray, you're going to be woken awake by a very light touch at your shoulder. Light but firm, meaning it's not a grab, but it's to make you aware there's somebody here and they're not attacking you.
My character has light sleeper, so it's impossible to sneak up on me.
That's perfect. So Marud will lean down and say, "My friend, you are freezing. You need to go deeper into the cave." And you, as he says it, you realize how cold you are. Give me a vitality roll.
So you still only have a vest on, right?
Yes.
No, I'm bundled up.
Oh, did you bundle up? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not completely.
I thought you still had the vest too. So.
I thought you were
No,
just
when I'm
hardcore.
traveling in the desert, I do throw on some sleeves.
All right.
At any moment.
Are they detachable sleeves?
Yes.
So they just go?
I have to ask,
Zippered sleeves. I
how
love
long
it.
till he actually starts getting his stats back?
I'm waiting on that.
I feel bad for him.
Well, his loss in stats was from drug, right?
Yeah, it was from my drug, and it was we did D5 hours. Oh wait,
Okay.
it's after D10 minutes last. Yeah, so D5 hours.
All right. So as you're being woken up, you're feeling much better, and stats are good.
I got a 22 for vitality.
So you definitely would like to warm up, but you're not having any ill effects. And again, you feel much better than you did before. Marud says to go in and warm yourself and go to sleep inside.
All right, fine. Just be careful out there, Marud.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm standing here at the cave, much as you did. Where is Ayden?
I just look at the firelight.
And he leans his head out as well. Very good. All right, so we'll run through that time. We'll run to next morning. Light is starting to come up. You guys will see light coming into the cave. The group has focused around. I'm assuming at this point, Ayden, you'll get up, get dressed. Yes,
Okay.
get dressed,
Yep.
break down everything.
Yep.
As you guys come inside, the group has been sleeping.
I'm also going to break up where the camp really well so nobody can look at it, use it as a trail to follow us, etc.
Well, the way I envision is you were literally just outside the cave, so it's by the cistern. I mean, you can do that, but there's nothing really to hide from it. People move in and out of the cistern. Actually, you do know that.
Right. It was just more of just security.
So, as you guys come back in, I'm going to have everybody inside. I'm going to leave one of the NPCs out front so you guys can talk. Wright is awake. Frankie is back up. You took watch. Let Frankie go to sleep. So, at this point, my question for you guys is, as a group, minus Wolfe, sorry, what are you guys thinking you're going to do next? Do you remember the things that you were here to do?
We have to wait for 3 days, right?
Well, that's what the Bedouins are doing. Was that the consensus for you guys to wait as well with them?
I don't think that was the
so.
consensus. I think we were going to, but
Considering everything.
considering everything, I'm not really feeling too comfortable going into that cave, so
Okay.
I might ask somebody outside how the chief's doing.
That you'll get some responses as far as condition. I guess what I'm asking the group is, do you want to stay here for the 3 days?
Want to? No.
Are you choosing to stay here for the 3 days?
I know I need to stay and keep Frankie healing. Frankie needs to be at full health for me.
Okay. And just so you
And I
know,
need to heal
in
too.
standard calculation, 3 days is what Frankie needs to be healed.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that out there.
Wow. It's almost like a good plan came together. This was some big brain moves on Wolfe's part. I just need to get angry enough so I can rip into Frankie. That'll force him to actually have to stay here. I
Wait a
did
minute.
it.
Did you force me to do a doctor thing? You son of a bitch!
So, what are you guys thinking?
Well, I should ask. So I'm over in my area, and at one point I would lift Frankie up, and we would go to the front, get his axe, and come back in.
Okay.
And then I'm waiting for somebody to say something,
Okay. For the people that are not those two, you guys will see him get up with Frankie, helps Frankie to the front. Coming back in, Frankie will be utilizing the axe in part as a crutch. Is anyone saying anything at any point as they're moving in and out? Is anyone crossing the line between all of you and those two?
As soon as I see him come to the front, I'm gonna... Who's out there, NPC-wise?
Right now, it would be Mei Ling and Billings.
I'll tell them that I'm gonna go get food for the group, and I will be back probably by nightfall.
That's wonderful. Where can you get food in a place like this? Billings seems to be very wide-eyed.
It's a trade secret.
Good.
But there's food here if you know what to look for.
Good. Okay. And you leave.
You know what I just realized?
And
That poor leader of the that other rival Bedouins was left out there. I wonder if he's still alive. Oh, well, we might never find out. I'm sorry, that's just me musing.
But I have the Wastelander Antiquarian stunt.
Okay.
And I can, without rolling survival in the waste, with little trouble finding edible of poor tasting food and water.
Very good.
So
water is not an issue because of the cistern.
right, but the food.
So go ahead and give me a D10 roll.
How long was Wolfe out for?
10.
No one knows. That's great. So as you meander places, I'm going to have you make me a wits roll. As you meander places, you will bring some food back. So Doctor doesn't know. For him, and not something you would necessarily be aware of, he has stitched Dr. Wolfe back up. So now it's just a matter of Dr. Wolfe's body reacting.
17 on wits.
Okay. So as you're moving up and out of the box canyon, as you're collecting things up the hillside, etc., you will notice there are people at distance moving around here. You're guessing that the cistern is well used. Whether one group claims it or not, your guess is many different people use it. There is, amongst the time that you've been moving up the hillside, you'll see a couple of them come to the opposite side. Again, they're tiny, they're ant in size, but they will get off camels. You'll see them walk back and forth along the top. And they'll all, in every case, somebody who's there or a group that's there will get back on and ride away.
Okay.
Anything else for anyone, or I'm going to run us forward?
Yes.
Okay.
I am going to go up to the 10 feet mark
Yep.
and approach.
Yep.
I'm going to make sure that you see me give the knives that Marood gave me to whatever NPC is closest. And I'm going to say, Dr. Wright, we need to talk.
Oh, Raya, good morning, I believe we do. And I'll sit on a stone, cross my legs, and I'll give a tap to Frankie, who will do the same.
Okay.
As you can see, I'm unarmed. I expect the same courtesy from you.
Well, Raya, as you can see, I am unarmed, and you and I both know that you're never unarmed.
I'm glad to know that you think so highly of me.
Raya, we have our disagreements, but I know you're capable. Why do you think I took that shot at you?
I want you to know that I have given my word to Mailing and Marood that I will not harm or kill you while we're out here in this desert.
And
doing so puts not only your life, but everyone else's life here at risk. And that's something that I can't have on my conscience.
Yes. Making choices between life and death is a difficult one to do.
You know I keep my word. And when I say that I'm going to do something, that I will do it. So rest assured that I will not harm you while we are out in this desert.
Yes. And so Doctor will look at Raya, take a moment, and say, Raya, I believe you are telling the truth. I've known you long enough. So you know what? In a show of good faith, I will give you your swords back. His sculpas. Well,
And do you?
And so then I'll go over to Frankie, probably in his belt loop or something, and I'll pull him out, and I'll say, these are... And I'll, fumble them in my hand. The weight of them is so interesting, but you're so good with them. and I'm just gonna toss them spinning at her. Like, not like to kill, but like because I know she's good enough to catch them.
So the one that's going in your, and I'm just envisioning right and left. The one that's in your left hand, you have no trouble sending that way. The one that's in your right hand, which is bandaged up and reset, that one doesn't go so well. So, Raya, you may choose to let them hit the ground, or you may choose to catch them. He is not hurling them at you.
I'll let them hit the ground.
All right, and you pick them up.
Yeah.
Well, I was giving you a chance for flourish, but prim and proper as always, right?
I'm still holding to the fact that once we are no longer in Cairo, you and I are done.
And I'll switch my legs. I'll say, I think that may be for the best.
I'll have no further association with you when we're out of this situation.
It's sad to hear so, but so be it. Now, does that mean once we set a foot on that Zeppelin and leave Egypt proper that I need prepare for a little second duel, or shall we remain civil until London and part ways?
I'm not even sure if I'm going back with you to London.
Well then, that may solve the problem. So be it then, Raya.
And I'll put my swords in their sheaths, and
Yep.
I will walk away.
Okay.
And then so I'll stand up from that, and I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna say, everyone, might I have your attention, please?
Sorry.
All right, so you have everybody looking over at you.
All right.
Even the couple of the Bedouins that that are up will look at you. Actually, all the Bedouins will look at you, but more perplexed than anything else.
Raya and I have come to a compact, so I'm going to go ahead and put down the defenses, so to speak. But I want everybody to know this and to be wary of it. Even after all this, I'm not holding a grudge. I'm not mad at Raya. That was business, simply. Ayden, poor Ayden's been through enough. Ray, you're an interesting fellow, but I hold no ill will. And Wolfe, well, Wolfe and I have a special relationship, and we'll work that out. Frankie, my boy, is going to be released now. But I want you all to be certain, and Raya, you especially, I would suggest not mentioning anything that just happened to Frankie. What the amount, and this is to Frankie's great positive, it took a lot to get that conditioning in. It was quite painful. Now, having the two separate partitions of Frankie's brain can cause a little feedback if one overlaps the other. So I would suggest not telling Frankie of what went down. It might cause a little bit of pain and possibly death to Frankie. And, well, none of us want that. We all love Frankie. Good old boy Frankie. So, Frankie, I release you.
My
What's
password.
the safe
You
word?
forgot the
shit.
safe word.
Pause real quick.
God, I forgot the safe word.
The pen wiped. Oh no, it was on the. Oh, I had a cool one.
Well, Frankie, it looks like you're screwed. You forgot the safe word.
I'm just gonna have to use this one. Whatever. Frankie, ad quod damnum. Frankie, good morning, my boy. How are you? I healed up your leg pretty well, and it's still damaged, but your natural abilities will kick in soon. How are you feeling?
Frankie will kind of stretch and
Yeah, very stiff.
yeah, he'll spit on the ground. I just feel like a piece of shit right now.
Oh, yes, Frankie. Well, you went through a great ordeal last night. We all did. It was a good thing that everything worked itself out. We're all as safe can be. Dr. Wolfe is on the mend. You're on the mend. We're all on the mend, Frankie.
Okay, and Frankie kind of doesn't really respond to that in a way that he normally would. It looks like he's just kind of memorizing almost what's being said to him, and then he'll kind of look around. And
You're feeling that leg. Though you
Yeah.
can put weight on it and won't remember that you couldn't. There was damage done to your leg. Damage that you are feeling.
Okay, and so he'll look at it and he'll look at his hands. He's got like his axe and he's got the gun. And he's like, "Oh, I think you dropped this, doctor."
Oh, yes, Frankie, thank you. You had picked it up for me. I accidentally got this cut during the whole kerfuffle, and, well, it makes it a little difficult, but I was still able to patch you up and everybody. Thank you for holding on to it, and be sure to use that axe. Your leg is quite damaged. You could barely stand on it last night. Why, you fell over and gave your head a little knocking.
I do feel. And he'll look for Raya.
Raya's way over. No, Raya's right here.
Yeah, right.
Right?
I turn
Raya's right
around
there.
and leave.
Okay, so Raya's rocking away towards the cistern from where you
But
guys
she
are.
looks fine.
Oh, yeah.
And so next he's going to look for the little boy.
As you look, you will see one of the beds that holds the little boy.
And he'll go over and he won't touch him or anything. He'll just kind of stand and look at him. Is he still breathing?
Still breathing, a little less ragged than you saw. A little bit deep for that one because it was so shallow. A little bit deeper.
I'm pretty much, you can just assume I'm staying near Frankie.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And so say, yes, they all have seemed to be breathing a little bit better, but Frankie, not much change as of yet. Still a few days to go, though.
Do you think there's merit to the cave thing?
Frankie, I can't say I believe necessarily in magic caves, but maybe there's something in the cave. Maybe there's an algae or a bacterium. Maybe there's something in the water here. I don't know, but unfortunately our alchemist is taking a bit of a nap right now.
Wolf's alive.
Yes, Wolfe is alive. I made sure of that.
Any food around here?
Yes, I believe we were in the process of wrestling something up here. I believe, and I'll reach into my valise and pull out a little scop bar that I keep.
Well, as he's handing you the scop bar, Ayden, what do you do when you come back with food?
If there needs any preparation, I'm going to take care of that.
Okay.
And then I'll hand out it to people.
You'll bring it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will.
So as you come into the cave, you're going to notice a definite difference. Frankie and Wright are near one of the beds, and you see them walking around. Frankie is talking to Wright, and nobody seems to be staying at distance now.
Do I hear Ayden come in?
No, not yet.
Okay.
That's why I'm asking what he's doing.
Well, at this point, anything could happen, so I'm still being cautious.
All right.
But I am going to try to pull Marud aside and Ray and probably her, since she seems
Raya as well.
Right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna basically have one there said, okay, we might be being watched. There may be like scouts or something. I saw some movement around here, so we probably should always have a person on lookout. They could have just been people that use this watering hole, but they could have also been, the same group that was laying claim to this. So.
And your character is intelligent and knows the ways of the desert. You know there's people you can ask.
Well, I figured I'd go over there, but just in the interim.
Right. I get it.
Perhaps I should go out and do some scouting, see if they're hostile.
No, because if you go out there and something happens and you don't come back, that's just more issues that we don't need at this point.
What if 2 went out?
That'd probably be better. At least someone can come back.
All right.
Oh, God.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
And so Raya and Ray head out.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
And I'll go over and see how.
I haven't gotten to a fight yet.
See how. I want to call him Nub, but I know
Nod?
Nod.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see how Nod and his father's doing.
So Nod is actually standing over the bed of a woman that you're guessing is his mother.
Right.
Akbar, however, is laid out on the ground. His head's up on a water skin, a slightly filled water skin. And he seems to be okay. Every so often you'll see him kind of open his eyes and look around and then move his hands a bit, go to lean up and kind of drop back down. His wounds have been tended to.
Okay, so I'll pull out like my hip flask and offer it to him, see if he wants a little gin.
As he comes up, he will take a small swig, but will cough taking it in.
And then I'll pull it out and say, so I saw some individuals, and I'll describe like what they were wearing. Do you think that was the people that were here, or is that another?
I believe that it's possibly some of the others that use the cistern, although it's odd that they would be here during the day. Most would be concerned. I mean, the whole reason we moved at night was to sneak in here. I'm uncertain. I think we should at least watch.
Okay.
What happened with the group that was out there? I mean, I hear no gunshots, and he says, from here, what I see, everyone seems to be here. The doctor with the 6 fingers, he's not.
My friend, just concern yourself with getting better. I believe he's working on other patients. So, I'll kind of give you a report later.
Very good. Very good.
Head back down and probably go sit up and take a watch.
Okay. I'm going to jump to Ray and Raya. What are you doing? Out the front, again, you open up into basically a box canyon. Up the two sides you came from coming out the cave, you came down the right-hand side. Raya, you and Frankie went partially up the left-hand side, and that's the side that Wolfe came down with the other, what you believed was to be the Bedouin leader. You did leave him out there.
So I'm going to mention that to Ray, and I'm going to say, let's head in that direction. If he's turned out here, then we need to dispose of the animate, the Shadim. The other camp is also in that direction. They potentially had other members of their population out there, and we need to do some scouting to see if that's who is coming over to the cistern, and make sure that it's not going to cause trouble.
I doubt it's them. Most of their fighting force is probably just taken out last night. Might be a few people taking a look, but they're going to lay low for a while. Well, let's go take a look anyway. I don't want an animate running around in the sand.
Indeed.
So as you get over to him, he's dead.
Scuttling.
He has not turned. He still could, but you don't think he will.
I will behead him just out of caution.
Very good. What are you doing with the beheaded body at this point?
Do you know if these people have burial rituals? Or
Yes, you do, and yes, they do.
do they cremate their dead?
Nope, they bury him.
With no marker and pointing towards Mecca.
Yeah, they basically just put him in the sand.
Okay. Are you up for doing that with me?
No, not really. He ordered his men to shoot on a bunch of people looking for a rescue. As far as I'm concerned, I wouldn't mind a couple animates coming and eating his corpse for all I care.
So the body is currently in the canyon at basically the same level as the cave. Not near the cave, but what are you guys doing with it?
I think I just drag it out of here. Don't want the smell attracting something else.
Up the hill or out the canyon? Up the hill is your character wouldn't know this, but for Raya, up the hill is where Wolfe came down.
I would just grab a leg and start pulling it up the wall.
Yeah, up the hill is fine.
All right. So he's grabbing the leg. Are you grabbing the head?
Yes.
Okay. When you guys get to the top, what are you doing with it?
We don't really have anything to dig with.
No.
And I know that Ray has expressed that he's not interested in doing that.
As you get up there, you'll see the small oasis-like thing that was there. It's the collection of trees that the camels were tied to.
I'm going to pile rocks around him. I know there's an abundance of rocks, just to kind of cover the body.
Are you building a cairn covering him, or are you just putting a circle of rocks around him?
To try and cover the body, yeah.
Ray, are you going to help put rocks on?
He doesn't have to help.
I'm just asking if he is.
At
You see Raya doing it.
At first, I will not, but then I kind of let out a long sigh and I will start helping.
Okay, so you guys will build the cairn. Both of you give me a wits perception roll.
15.
I've got 20.
Okay, so both of you are going to see it. It is going to take you guys a good hour and a half to build the cairn around him. Put enough stones on that you don't think something is going to go rocking into it. During that time, you will see a small group on camelback come past, basically cross your sight. So not anything that would even concern you other than just seeing them. In addition to that, two people on camel will come all the way to the other edge of the group of palm trees that you saw, that you guys are burying him near, or basically cairning him near. They will stop for a little while and watch you. They don't approach. They are at least 500 feet away from you. But they watch your actions, and then they will turn and ride off. After that, what do you guys do? That's all you've seen in the hour and a half that you were up here.
Let's head a little bit further on the ridge.
Okay?
And then we'll find a lookout spot that we can just stay up here for a while and watch.
Okay. How
Anyone
long will you
approaches?
stay somewhat hidden up here?
I'd
Till-
like to stay up here till it gets evening.
All right. Full sundown or as the sun is going down? Meaning, do you want to be able to get back down to the cave before the sun is gone?
Yes.
Okay. So you will see a group of people on camel come literally parallel with the top side that you came off from your vantage point. They do look into the cave. None of them stop. The camels continue on. For you, Ray, these are Bedouins. You don't think they are connected families, okay?
I was going to ask if I noticed any sort of pattern with what the people are wearing. I assume it's all just different cloth.
They are fairly similar. They are not identical, and what you know is that slight bit of not identical is what allows you to identify at a good distance what family. So you don't know the families, but I'm saying you can see. So that group goes by, and then much later, near evening, you're fairly certain, both of you, that the two that came up to the edge of the palm trees have returned a second time. If you guys have stayed hidden, you will see both of them approach the cairn that you built, the stand of stones. One will get down, pull stones from one edge, realize that he's uncovering the feet, reset them, go to the other edge, start uncovering, look where the head would be. As that person finishes, you're assuming a he. I said he, you're not certain, but you're assuming a he. The person, when enough is off that you guys are fairly certain that they would be able to see the head, he turns, he says something. Ray, go ahead and give me a wits perception. It is going to be extreme, and I don't know that it's worth spending a chip on if you don't need to, but it's your choice.
Well, that's a 17.
So you can hear them, but you can't hear what's being said.
I can't hear what they're saying, but how much you want to bet that those are from the same tribe? Who else would care about the cairn?
My thoughts exactly.
Okay, so you'll see the two of them talk for a bit. The one that was down will mount up. They will look around, continue talking as they are looking around. The cairn has been rebuilt, meaning the stones have all been put back in place, the ones that you set. The two of them will turn the camels. They will walk through the oasis. While they're walking slowly, you'll see them continue to look around. When they get to the other side of the trees, they will begin running the camels. At which point, you guys are going to come down back to the front of the cave.
I still doubt we're going to have too much trouble from them. They've simply lost too many men to this already. But
You're probably right.
At this point, you guys go in. There hasn't been a lot of food. I don't think anybody is, in any word, full. Is anyone eating something other than the small but flavorful bit that Ayden was able to bring in? Yes. Frankie is eating Scott bars?
Yeah.
Okay.
Frankie's a hungry boy. Usually the brain takeover gets him a good appetite going.
Very good.
Just so everyone remembers, too, I picked up a huge box of scop.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now, was that brought on this track, or was that left in the camp?
It probably would have been brought.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, not that it's delicious or anything good about it, but it is going to fill the belly somewhat, so you guys can eat. Most of the Bedouins will take very sparingly if you guys offer it to them. Beyond that, not much is going to happen during the night. I'm assuming you're going to set watch. I believe that Wright is going to, again, take his time at least looking at the different people, making sure everyone's okay. You've moved, if you didn't, someone else will have moved Wolfe over to the area around the cistern so that the heat is there. I'm going to assume for the night we set the watches again. So then, during the night, Ayden, you and the person that you are there with, during the night, you will hear a howl. That howl is absolutely, without a doubt, human.
Okay.
And there is a much, much quieter one howled back. The howl that you first heard was from the left-hand side of the canyon up the hill.
Okay.
The one that was farther away, you know was to the right, but you're uncertain where. Those were the only noises. We're into next morning. Next morning, we get up, pretty much follow the same thing. I'm assuming you're going to again go out and get food. Go ahead and give me that die roll.
I'm also going to check the left side to see if I could find tracks.
Very good.
Yeah, at this point, so me going over to check Wolfe, how's his healing going?
Doesn't look like anything has changed. In fact, it literally looks like nothing has changed. It does not look like he has healed at all.
Okay, then I am going to go to Wolfe's valise.
Yes?
Check it for traps.
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to see if he has the ingredients, I don't know what you keep on you, so that I can try to make more clarity, which is supposed to pump out toxins.
Okay.
I don't know if you would have those kind of things.
Would you have that stuff? No. He would not have that loose.
Can I make an alchemy roll to see if I think there might be any plants in this parts that might It's gonna be.
You don't know the area well enough, but that could be an interesting thing to look into as you're going. As you're moving around, starting to take a look at the flora around Egypt.
I am. Are your throat? The suppressants? Are they labeled at all?
No.
They're pills.
They're pills, though.
Yeah.
And you've seen Frankie take them,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Just
So
wanna
not
make sure.
hard. You can probably find the bottle and go,
Yeah.
oh yeah, these are them.
So then I'm gonna find them and I'm gonna give one to Frankie.
I think Frankie has his
So
own.
Frankie has your own. Okay, then I'm gonna give one to you.
How are you going to get him to
I
take
did
it?
miss a couple doses, I bet, when I was...
You missed a dose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Massage the throat. I don't know what they do for people who are out, or do I?
They
think
generally
that-
don't give them pills.
No, they just shove it down there, right? They just.
Put it in the back of
you
your
shove
throat,
it up.
and then you cover the nose and all.
When
I
they're
will-
Good
unconscious?
news, it's a
Yeah.
suppository.
I guess I don't know enough about this to know if I could crush it.
If you did that, you could put it in water and then similar thing. You just pour
Yeah.
it.
You can make like a drip IV.
Well, you have medicine, so I'm going to have you make a roll.
19.
You know a way to do it, so you've set the suppressant in. Very good.
Okay, cool. So that was just a worry that's out now.
Understood.
And then it's also strange. I'm like, my word, it should have kicked all that stuff out by now. This is very interesting. And now I'm gonna look over my stuff to see if I have anything else that might help. No, I don't think so. I need
Okay.
that clarity. I had to waste it. Well, it wasn't a waste. It helped Ray.
All right. You just check on him. You know, you don't have anything to clean as far as
Actually,
the
this-
wounds.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say it. All right, everybody who fought Frankie, please, or everyone who fought Wolfe, please come over here, and I'll be gesturing them over to Wolfe.
Okay. Do all of you guys? Is there any reason why you guys wouldn't go?
I need to ask you about Wolfe in order to see the best way to care for him.
You'll have around you Ray, Raya, Marood,
I didn't
Frankie.
fight him.
Oh, that's right. So
Never touched him.
You went to
Raya,
go to it.
Marood. I thought you were out there in the battle, though.
He was
I
on
thought
his
you didn't
way.
get-
Yeah.
He was on his way.
So I'm
with
going to
the
still
stuff.
say, so Ray, Raya, Frankie, Marood,
I'll
and
take my
Cal
participation
also
trophy.
was out there.
Ayden was there.
Ayden is not in the cave at this time.
Ayden's doing the good work, right?
But everybody else is there by you.
All right. Well, Wolfe is not healing as he should. Let me look at Frankie's leg. Frankie showed them your leg and probably be stitched.
No.
No?
Look at those.
I'll say, all right, Frankie, you don't have to. The point is Frankie, my boy here, is doing much better, and Wolfe is not. Now, what I need to know is what everybody injected, attacked him with. What did you all do? I wasn't able to see it all. Is there anything that I'm missing here? Because as far as I know, there should be just tranquilizer in him. And he should be healing from tranquilizer.
I was not sure if he was redeemable. Frankie had given me some tsetse fly venom. I put it on my blades and struck Wolfe. He should be dead, and he's not.
My jaw will drop.
Now, in addition to CC Fly and the Trank, you know one other thing for sure in him.
Well, yeah, but that's not relevant to them.
Okay.
They don't need
So-
to know that.
I'll say, tsetse fly, my word, that stuff is insanely poisonous.
Total ripoff. Guy said I would take on a lion.
So
I-
here would be my other question. Who gave Ayden the 2 named syringes?
I
No,
pulled
Ayden,
those out.
Ayden grabbed them.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marood was the only one who saw him like
So
inject
Marood will say Ayden gave him something twice. And Ayden is not there.
I'm more concerned about the
once.
tsetse venom. Raya, I touched your sculpuses. I could have nicked myself and I'd be dead air.
Oh, no.
Everyone gets quiet.
Oh, please hold back your concern. The point is, that would have been good to know 2 days ago. This could be stopped. I don't know how tsetse fly venom is.
You didn't ask.
You didn't ask, doctor.
Frankie,
You know what?
I need you on my side.
As annoying of an answer that is, you are correct. I did not ask. So in the future, I will ask when we are in a fight, did anybody poison this person? Good to know. So, now we have tsetse fly venom. Ayden, what did you...
Ayden is not here.
Ayden
He is out,
not.
but he
So
should be back
Ayden
soon. He is returning with food.
Injected him with something wonderful. Okay, well, tsetse venom.
Doctor, what was the
I'll-
thing that I injected him with? Marud asks,
Oh.
what was the thing that I injected him with?
You injected him with tranquilizer.
And then somebody else did as well?
Yes, well, we had throat tranquilizer, and I had some tranquilizer. I didn't have any throat tranquilizer. I thought I'd just give you a high dose of it.
Very good.
Now, problem is, I used my clarity on Ray. I don't know if that would even work against Titsy Fly Venom. Marud, Cal, do you have any experience with this? I can't say we get much of it over in London.
Marud just you guys can see Marud clamps down and doesn't say anything. Like, he doesn't make a whole big spiel of it, but he's definitely not talking. Cal looks at him and looks at you guys and says, every so often it's used to drop animals with. Usually put on blow dart barbs and that type of thing. Frankie, I believe you said it could drop a lion. I think that's accurate.
That's what the guy said.
But that's not what Dr. Wolfe is he?
Well, no. There's a little bit extra there.
Is it possible that you have some more of this venom that you could give to the doctor to test?
I hand it to you.
I'll put some gloves on. Jesus, Raya. Put a full suit on. Jesus Christ. Do you know what this? Oh, go up into the cistern.
Oh no, it right into Wolf's mouth. Oh damn. Oh, such a shame.
So I'll say, well, I guess I could analyze this, see if there's anything I could do.
Right, what ingredients do you need to make the clarity?
Well, Raya, I mean, it's going to be hard out here. You need a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Make me a list of the ingredients, and I will go and see if I can find any to forage around here.
Ayden Ray may know something about that.
As you're running through the list, Cal will say, I don't think we can find the ingredients here. But more importantly, do you believe that tsetse fly venom would be what's doing this to him? You believe he is sleeping?
We may not be able to find the ingredients naturally, but there are Bedouin camps around here and they will have medicine women.
That is true.
Maybe we can make a trade of some kind.
Well, did you all know if anyone made it away?
I don't think the guys that Dr. Wolfe tore apart are going to help us out.
Thank God, then. Maybe none of the other tribes know what happened yet, so they might be amicable. Or whatever tribe this is, I'm assuming they're the ones closest to here. Now,
We saw some people on camels, some caravans, and
There's a couple people checking out the cistern.
off in the distance. When
One
we were
of which we
scouting.
believe is the group of, well, the lads that were here.
okay, well, with your question about whether the tsetse fly venom could do this, Dr. Wolfe was injected with a lot of tranquilizer, and this... There's no way to truly know. Every thrope seems to be different. Everyone reacts a different way. The best thing would be to start by treating one thing first, and the tsetse fly venom would be one to start with. It's quite fascinating. I mean, if the tsetse fly venom is effective against thropes, I'll talk to Grayling about it. It may be of use to him.
So then tomorrow we send people to the Bedouin camps.
I volunteer to go.
The sooner the better. I
Need a
don't...
translator, so...
He is a thrope, and normally their bodies would heal, and or at least it may be sustaining him now, but how long can his body sustain him in this state? I don't know.
Gone into the Superman healing coma.
And in the wonderful timing thing, Ayden comes in at this point with food for everyone.
I also got the 17 on tracking those tracks. Or no, it was 18, sorry.
Okay, and as far as the tracks, you were looking at the ones that went up the hill or into the
That were at
oasis?
the left side of the...
Yeah, all right. So that one heads straight through the oasis and away.
Okay.
You can give me there's not a geography roll, right? There is a natural science roll, please. Survival roll.
Okay, I'll do that. I got survival.
Well, I'll get to work on this. Frankie, you heal up your leg. Relax. Take a load off. You've been through a lot. Maybe light sparring with Raya.
I don't know if this is the right environment for that, Doctor.
Well,
15.
So if 15, you're reasonably certain there is at least one small Bedouin encampment in that direction. There may be two if the rumors you've heard have been right.
Okay.
So, Doctor, then the plan tomorrow is to at least check out one of the camps?
yes, I mean, if they wish to go, they may have what we need.
Cal will update Ayden and suggest maybe we should ask Nod if he knows if his woman has any of the ingredients.
Well, first, there's a small Bedouin. I'm thinking a couple clicks that way. Here's food for everyone. And what are you looking for? What are you looking to cure?
Well, it appears that Dr. Wolfe has been hit with tsetse fly venom. So if you know of any way to cure that, or we're looking for, I'm hoping maybe clarity might kick it out of his system, but I really don't know.
Doctor, may I step in? Ayden, we were uncertain about what you had struck the doctor with.
So, is Wolf's bag around here still?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't take much to find it.
I'd probably have it with me at this point, because I was going to work on...
Okay, so I'll flip it over and say there were 2 syringes, and one was labeled Dr. Wolfe, the other one was labeled Frankie. I first tried to inject him with the one labeled Dr. Wolfe, and then that didn't work, and so I just kind of said, hell with it. And I stabbed him with the one for Frankie.
Hope we don't need it later.
Well,
What was it?
based on that,
I made a reasonable guess that if it had their names on it, it was probably something for when they...
But why would they be named separately? Is there a difference? Frankie, is there something that's going on with you that's different than Dr. Wolfe's?
Did I spill a secret? I apologize.
Actually, I think that I think it was an unspoken secret, but yeah, there's people at the group that did not know that.
Yep. There are some that don't know.
Frankie's gonna kind of scratch his chin and well...
Now I'm going to get attacked.
Frankie, Expelon 6.
Just going to be out in the dark, and then Frankie's going to come up, murder boners.
Me and the doctor have a blood illness, and that medicine fixes our blood so it's good.
So the affliction affects you differently, which makes sense. I mean, in the case of Dr. Wolfe, quite obviously, need we say it aloud, quite obviously he is a thrope. Your affliction would then be different, which means that that Dr. Wright, the affliction that...
I got an 18 on my wits. Did I tell that was BS?
I don't think Frankie's, I don't know, what's the line? Charm is 2, so...
Maybe. There's something different about it.
I'm going to turn around and just go like this for a moment.
Who are you speaking as? As
Marood.
Marood, okay.
Marood.
And I'm going to kind of look at Marood with my eyebrows and say, different in some ways. I think Marood's a werewolf. Just as some background to Frankie's his
theories.
Here.
His theories.
He thinks he and Marood are in on the same secret.
I like the use of the people's eyebrow.
So then I should ask then, for your blood affliction, Dr. Wright, do you know about it? What would Dr. Wolfe have in his bag? And Frankie, may I ask, were you aware that Dr. Wolfe had such a syringe?
He's got all kinds of stuff on there.
Yes, but one that would be specific to your blood type.
Yes, that is not a surprise to me.
Well, Marood, there's really 2 things I could see it being. And I think we figured out which one it may be. So, one, it's a contingency plan. Something that would outright kill them. Since that is not the case, I could surmise it was a reversion serum.
For Dr. Wolfe, yes.
Yes.
But for Frankie?
Oh, for Frankie, well, I don't know. I guess I would need to figure out that little blood affliction a little bit more, know exactly what's going on.
Just like a normal one, you know. I heard other people had it.
Wow.
I'm just going to turn around again.
The point is, Marood, that we don't need to focus on Frankie.
Yeah.
No, of course
We
not.
need
What
to
I mean
focus
is
on Wolfe.
you would know then the mixing of the different things. You would know what you said, reversion, what the affliction would be for Frankie. By the way, during all this, Cal is just very quietly looking over to where Wolfe is laying down, looking back at Frankie and just taking it all in. By the way, also, Marood is definitely talking more than you guys have heard him talk before. This is the second time you've heard him be vociferous.
I'm walking away at this point.
Okay.
I'm just going to go.
I will ask again, maybe I'm not being clear. You know the affliction. You know what would be in that syringe. You know about a reversion serum. You know these things. Can't you just simply figure out how they would affect each other and figure out what's wrong with him?
Oh, well, yes, of course I can. But I would need maybe a little bit of the serum. Does anybody know where the injector is? Did you save the syringes?
Ayden. And he hollers to you. Ayden.
What?
The syringes. Do you know where they are? The ones that were marked.
Okay, I'll go get them.
I'll say, well, of course I can look into this, but I don't think that's going to lend any help as much as... Well, but then again, perhaps the combination of the Tsetse Fly venom and the reversion serum is keeping his body in a state of reversion and not allowing him to continue. Maybe the tranquilizer is also suppressing his healing abilities. There's a few things. That's why clarity would be nice. I could just eject all of that from his system. Well, but... And, Marood, Cal, again, neither of you know anything about Tsetse venom. You've been around the world.
I've seen it used very sparingly.
But
it brings down animals.
What if it injected a human? They don't have any antidotes, anything that could give them quickly?
There is none. That's why it's used as a poison.
That wasn't the answer I would like, Cal, but it's the truth then. Okay.
From up front, you guys hear Billings holler in, question, we have some people out front. And we'll end there.
Oh, Billings!
What are you just doing up front, Billings?
I'm going to ask
You're
you.
supposed to be hiding in some indiscriminate corner.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.